There's that man again.
You know, a lot of us like fragrances, but a lot of us do not like to spend a lot of money on fragrances. You just want to spend a few dollars here and there and smell good. Well, I got a few budget options here that can do just that for you. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Teddy Files. I'm your resident sommelier, Mr. Darius Teddy. And today we're talking about budget friendly fragrances, fragrances that's going to make you smell good and it's not going to break the bank. And the first one we want to start off with is one that I bought maybe a couple of years ago. I've actually been enjoying the fragrance. It's not the longest lasting that you can get on your skin, but for about $24, $25, it's going to be hard for you to beat. Jimmy Choo, Urban Hero Gold. So this fragrance here, some sweetness, some fruitiness, but what I get most when I spray it is those woods. You definitely get the sweetness at the top, but as the dry down comes in, those woods, I promise you, man, it's actually a pretty awesome fragrance, but it also, once again, it's not a groundbreaking fragrance at all, but it just smells good and it's going to smell good on the budget. Give you about 5 hours or so. That's not too bad. I mean, to me, this fragrance is what you're looking for if you're not trying to blow the room out. You just want to smell good. You want to go to wear something at the job, just wear something hanging out. This will just do that for you. For your notes, your top notes in this, you got pineapple. Mid notes, you got that lavender, and you have some sandalwood and oak moss. This is a really good fragrance. And like I said, it's simple, and for the cost, it's hard to go. It's going to be really hard to beat. Jimmy Choo Urban Man Gold Edition. So the next fragrance that I got coming up is another one that I've had for a couple of years now, and it's definitely one of my springtime go-to fragrances. And it's another one that's very inexpensive, and that would be Coach Open Road. So aromatic and spicy. This is a clean, woodsy, citrusy, just amazing fragrance. It smells amazing. It pops off of my skin. It's once again, it's not a groundbreaking fragrance, and I believe it's about around the $40 mark or so, especially for the bigger bottle. This one is about this is a 1.7, I believe, 1.6, 1.7. I got this for about maybe $23, $24. So it's not very expensive. And you don't, and if you have a nice, expansive collection, then you really don't need huge bottles of this. This is perfect for me. I don't need to get a whole bunch of big bottles of stuff anymore. I'm okay. I'm pretty set. But as far as the fragrance notes with this one, you get that beautiful lemon at the top, but it's that spicy Szechuan pepper. That is the star of this fragrance. It actually has that beautiful spiciness that blends well with the lemon. And then there's the vetiver, the woodsy, dry nature of the vetiver and cedar. And you got that patchouli as well. This is a really, really good fragrance. And for the price point, it's hard. It's going to be very hard to beat. Maybe about 4 to 6 hours. It's not going to last all day. It's not a beast fragrance, but it's just a really good fragrance. And for the price point that you can get it at, it's going to be really hard to beat. Coach Open Road. So the next fragrance that I got coming up is aromatic. It's warm. It's spicy. It's actually a really good sleeper fragrance, and that would be Ganso's Friday edition. Like I said, a warm, spicy, definitely wintertime fragrance, a vanilla forward fragrance. Man, this smells good. But it also has, at the top of it, it has just a little bit of just some kind of spice. I believe that's cardamom. But I know for me, when I smell it, I pick up that cardamom, I pick up the lavender, and what I pick up the most is the tonka bean and the sandalwood. Those fragrances actually are what actually would push off your skin with this fragrance right here. It is a very inexpensive fragrance. Once again, not the longest lasting. You'll get about maybe 4 or 5 hours out of it, maybe 6 if you're pushing it. But once again, it is a budget-friendly option that smells really good and is very inoffensive. And in all honesty, to me, it's definitely a sleeper fragrance. It's one that not a lot of people talk about. I think I maybe heard 1 or 2 other people talk about it, and I might be number 3, and that would be Friday Edition by Ganso. So the next fragrance that I got coming up was the fragrance that actually got me to like blue fragrances. There was a time when I was not a fan of blue fragrances, and I believe it was because of the original Polo Blue EDT. It did not do well on my skin back in the day, and I really just kind of just said the heck with blue fragrances from that point on. But when I got my hands on this one, it changed my mind, and that would be Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Blue. Fresh and aquatic. It changed it for me, man. It was to me, it gave me everything that I was looking for in a blue fragrance that I could not find in the original Polo EDT. Now, of course, my nose may have changed and may have, switched things a little bit as I've gotten older, and I will probably revisit and purchase Polo Blue EDT again. I have EDP and I have Parfum. So, I love those. And I also have Polo 67. So apparently I don't have a problem with Polo Blue fragrances anymore, but it's something about the EDT that didn't work for me. But this definitely worked for me. You have that apple at the top, and you have that beautiful lavender that really gives you that clean feel. But you also have a little bit of sweetness with the tonka bean that pops up a little bit, but mostly I get sandalwood and amber as well. This is a really good fragrance. And once again, it's not the longest lasting fragrance, but it doesn't have to last that long, man. You get it on your skin, it's going to pop off your skin for maybe a good 4 to 6 hours. Can't beat that. And for the price point, I think I may have gotten this one for about $30. Hey, it is definitely worth the purchase. And that would be Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct Blue. So the next fragrance that I got was a complete shocker. A friend of mine had it on, and I smelled it. I said, "Bro, what is that?" And when he told me what it was, I'm not sure why I didn't believe it, because I've gotten great fragrances from them before, and I shouldn't be too shocked about CK All. Citrus, white florals, great atomizer, but the scent, so clean, so fresh, so uplifting. This is a great fragrance, man. Now, once again, CK, they're not really known for longevity in fragrances, so this is not going to be one that's going to last any longer. You're going to get about that good 4 to 5 hour mark, but for 4 to 5 hours and maybe about an hour projection, this citrusy, beautiful white floral fragrance is going to shine off your skin. It is perfect for springtime, perfect for the summertime. You got that bergamot at the top, and then of course you got the white florals with the jasmine, but you also have that musk as it comes to the dry down with the vetiver and some amber. This is a great fragrance, man. Honestly, I'm so glad I didn't sleep on it. As soon as I smelled it on my homie, I said, "Hey, bro, what is that? I need to know." You already know. I was about to ask. And when he told me this, I went out and got a bottle. And honestly, I'm not saying you should just run out and get a bottle, but if you happen to see it out in the wild, or if you decide you want to use one of the links down there, you may be pleasantly surprised at CK All. Now, this next fragrance is from a company that I highly respect. I'm a fan of their fragrances, and I'm so glad that I got this one in the collection, and that would be Banana Republic's Cypress Cedar. So woodsy, earthy, just a really, really good fragrance, man. And to me, it really puts me in the mindset of Terre d'Hermes EDT. This is a absolutely wonderful fragrance, and for a budget option, it's going to be hard to beat this one. Now, what I will say is this: I can put the link to this one out there, but online, I feel like you're going to be overcharged. I think if you can find it in your local Burlington or something like that, because that's where I found this, that will be a lot better. Because at Burlington, I got this for about $25. But I know that what I've seen online, it goes up to $45, things of that nature. So, is it going to be worth 45? Well, that's determined. You determine that. Those are your pockets. You decide what you want to spend on the fragrance. Me, I'm glad I was able to get it for about $25. So the fragrance notes that you got in this one, you got that beautiful bitter orange at the top, and of course you got that dry cedar and that green cypress and cedar. This is a really, really good fragrance. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of Terre d'Hermes, and at half the price. So if you can find it in Burlington, I would say so. But once again, I'll put the link in the description if you decide you want to pay. I think it's about $45. So it's not crazy, but if you can get it cheaper, why not? Banana Republics, Cypress and Cedar. Now this next fragrance coming up, there's not a lot of people that like this one, but I'm a fan of it. And I think it's a great budget option. And that would be Hugo, Just Different. And it is different from the other canteen style fragrances that they have. Green, aromatic, fresh and spicy, has just a little bit of fruitiness to it, but it's not an over the top fruitiness. It's mostly like a more woodsy and just a little bit more bold than it is as far as sweet. There's not a lot of sweet in it. I think there's an apple note at the top, but it's just not a whole lot of sweetness. You do get some mint, some beautiful basil that gives it some of that herbal nature, but it's the cashmere that you really catch at the back of the fragrance that really gives it that luxurious smell to it. Yes, it has a little bit of a luxurious smell with that cashmere, and to me. Now, I've smelled fragrances that are much higher quality, but for something at this price point that maybe about $25, $30 to smell like this at the back end of it, it's kind of hard to beat that. So, like I said, your nose will determine what you like. But for me, this is a pretty damn good budget option, and that would be Hugo, Just Different. So the last fragrance that I got for you guys today is one that I'm a huge fan of. I've been a huge fan of since I purchased it, and that has not changed in the wearing of it, and that would be Trussardi's Riflesso. Like I've described it before, it is a modern-day fougere. It has the qualities of a barbershop fougere with a little bit of sweetness. This fragrance here, such high quality. I mean, it has a leathery feel to it as well. This is just a really good fragrance for a budget option. I mean, for me, this fragrance kind of really was what inspired this list, to actually get some of the best budget-friendly options, to be able to smell really good and not have to spend a whole lot of money. And this is one of the ones that epitomizes that. You can really smell like a champ and not have to spend money like one. This is a really good fragrance. I mean, for me, some of the notes in this fragrance are absolutely amazing. You have your apple at the top. You got some of that lavender, where you get the lavender and some violet leaves as well. But it's the sweetness of that tonka bean and the grounding from that leather that really kind of seal the deal for me. This is a really sexy, just a professional sexy fragrance. And in all honesty, for the price that you can get it at, and for the time that it can last on your skin, this for me has always been an 8-hour fragrance. Maybe it doesn't last that amount of time on other people, but for me, I've always gotten a full 8 hours out of it. So it's a great fragrance for me. And for what I paid for it, about 40 maybe close to $45, no more than 50. Honestly, to me, it's definitely a great budget option, and that would be Trussardi's Riflesso. Well, everybody, that is my time, and I would be remiss if I did not take the time to thank my newest channel members, Mrs. Red Lipstick Vi and Mr. Raucous Retread. And yes, they have decided to join the Grizzly family. And if you want to become a member of the Grizzly family, go look at the membership page. I have 3 different tiers that you can choose from. There are different kind of prizes and things that you can get for being a member of the Sophisticated Grizzly. And I truly appreciate everybody that has decided to follow me and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys and I appreciate you. And please make sure that you like, share, subscribe to this channel, because it also helps it to grow. And make sure you hit that bell icon so that you can be notified each and every time I upload a video, because my name is Mr. Diaz Teddy, your fragrance sommelier. And over here we don't do stink. So please don't be a stink ass. Have a good evening.